Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Gerry Turner reveals if he regrets relationship with Theresa Nist. It's been nearly 6 months since Golden Bachelor couple Gerry Turner and Theresa Nist called it quits after just 3 months of marriage. He recently opened up about whether he regrets his relationship with ex-wife. Keep reading to see what he had to say. Gerry Turner had one of his most comprehensive interviews since he appeared on Good Morning America in April with then-wife Theresa Nist. They met on The Golden Bachelor, and their romance was a whirlwind that resulted in a TV wedding watched by millions in January 2024. But they were on GMA to break the shocking news that they were ending their marriage and going their separate ways after 3 months. They chopped the split up to neither one wanting to move away from their families. Gerry Turner made a surprise appearance on The Golden Bachelorette to give Joan Vassos advice. He previously told her to relax and have fun as the lead of the senior spinoff. But during his appearance at the Bachelor Mansion, he questioned her chances of finding love on the show. He asked, "Have you considered the possibility that your guy is not here?" The question sparked speculation that he was second-guessing his relationship with Theresa Nist. Gerry Turner chatted with ABC 7 News recently and didn't shy away from questions about his short marriage. He shut down rumors that he interrupted Joan's season to make a play for her himself. Gerry Turner made it clear that they were just friends. He confirmed what Theresa Nist recently said about whether they still talk. The Bachelor Nation alum admitted that they don't keep in touch as often as they should, but are on good terms. He was asked by the hosts if, in hindsight, he regretted getting engaged to Theresa Nist instead of continuing to date after the show. Gerry Turner admitted that they rushed things, but he didn't regret it. The experience was what it was. Looking back and trying to change things, it's easy to have 2020's vision. But it doesn't work that way. When you're in the moment and you're swept away in the energy, and you're doing the best you can, certainly with all the input you have, I really can't say that I would change anything. He did, however, cop to one regret. He said that they could have done a better job communicating with each other after the engagement. Gerry Turner said that he and Theresa are usually logical people, but got swept up in emotions. Gerry Turner sat back in his favorite chair, the soft creaking of the leather underscoring the weight of his thoughts. His brow furrowed slightly as he mulled over the question that had been posed to him for what felt like the 100th time. Did he regret his relationship with Theresa Nist? The past few months had been a whirlwind for Gerry. As one of the most sought-after bachelors in recent reality TV history, his unexpected romance with Theresa Nist had not only captured the hearts of viewers, but had also reignited an emotional spark in his life that he hadn't felt in years. People loved to talk about them, the golden couple, finding love in their golden years, as some tabloids had put it. But with every relationship, especially one lived out under the glaring lights of the media, came its share of challenges. And now, as Gerry sat alone in the quiet of his living room, the question echoed in his mind once more. He rubbed his hands together, pausing to glance at the small framed photograph on the nearby table. In it, he and Theresa were laughing, caught mid-conversation during one of their many adventures. He remembered that day vividly. They had driven out to the coast, the salt air whipping through Theresa's silver hair, her eyes sparkling as she teased him about his love of corny road trip songs. They had seemed perfect then, wrapped in the blissful haze of new love. But perfection, he now knew, was a dangerous illusion. Gerry leaned forward, resting his elbows on his knees as he tried to articulate what had happened. The truth was, there was no one big thing to point to. No explosive argument, no betrayal. Their relationship, like many before it, had simply started to unravel over time. It was a series of small moments, tiny disagreements, and unmet expectations that eventually built up to something they couldn't quite mend. But regret? That was a much deeper question. He thought back to the beginning when he first met Theresa on the set of the show. She had been different from the other women, striking in her confidence and her zest for life. There was something magnetic about her, something that drew him in even when he wasn't looking for it. She had a way of making him feel alive, of reminding him that love wasn't just for the young. It was for anyone brave enough to open their heart. The early days had been magical. They had shared long conversations, discovering new facets of each other's lives with each passing hour. Theresa was always surprising him, whether it was with her unconventional views or her unabashed enthusiasm for trying new things. Gerry had found himself swept up in her energy, thrilled by the idea that life still had so many adventures in store, even at his age. But as the months passed, reality started to creep in. Their personalities, once so complementary, began to clash in ways neither had anticipated. Theresa was spontaneous, craving new experiences and challenges at every turn. Gerry, on the other hand, preferred a quieter, more predictable life. He enjoyed routine, finding comfort in the familiar, whereas Theresa thrived on the unknown. It wasn't that one way of living was better than the other. They were just different. The first cracks in their relationship appeared when they began discussing their future. Gerry, always the practical one, wanted to settle down and enjoy the simple pleasures of life together. Weekend barbecues, quiet evenings by the fire, watching the sunset with a glass of wine in hand. Theresa, however, had grand plans. She wanted to travel, explore the world, and keep pushing the boundaries of what they could do together. They had tried to meet in the middle, but the compromises left them both feeling unsatisfied. And then there was the pressure. The weight of living up to the public's expectations, the constant scrutiny of their every move. Gerry had never anticipated just how much being in the spotlight would affect their relationship. The cameras, the gossip, the headlines, it was all overwhelming. And while Theresa seemed to thrive under the attention, Gerry found himself retreating, pulling back into his shell. He missed the days when their love had been just theirs, untainted by the expectations of the outside world. There were nights when he would lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if they had moved too fast. Had they rushed into something without fully understanding what it would entail? Had he been so caught up in the idea of finding love again that he hadn't considered whether they were truly compatible in the long run? But even as these doubts plagued him, Gerry couldn't bring himself to say he regretted the relationship. Regret, to him, implied that there had been no value in their time together, and that was far from the truth. Theresa had taught him so much about himself, about what he wanted and needed in this stage of his life. She had reignited a passion in him that he thought was long gone. Their love, even if it hadn't lasted, had been real. And it had reminded him that he was still capable of feeling deeply, of opening his heart again. More than anything, Theresa had given him hope. Hope that love wasn't just a fleeting thing reserved for the young. She had shown him that it was possible to find connection, to experience joy, even after a lifetime of ups and downs. And for that, he could never regret their time together. Gerry sighed, leaning back in his chair once more. He knew that people wanted a simple answer, a tidy explanation for why things hadn't worked out. But life and love was rarely that simple. Relationships were complex, filled with highs and lows, successes and failures. And even though his time with Theresa had come to an end, he didn't see it as a failure. It was a chapter in his life, one filled with lessons, laughter, and love. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the room, Gerry glanced at the photo of him and Theresa once more. No, he didn't regret it. Not for a second.